Oh, Jesus. Not to find some more interesting places to take the try somewhere else. I get bored of filming the same stuff. In my gold chain. I got this for Christmas. There's a story behind this. Basically, I'm not sure if I should say this online, to be honest. Me and someone got into an altercation during my old chain got broken in 3 places. I took responsibility for it and paid for a new one, pulling the old one and paying for the new one. Plus they added an extra 15 or so grams on top. So that's how I ended up with this my brand new chain. They want to pull on my chain. It's 35 degrees at the moment, but it's not humid at all. Interesting bees, he said, I had a gold chain. Because no one actually really knew. I don't know. One person which knew many years ago. There's one person out there, and I'll give a lot of credit to this geezer, because once I was doing a live like this open cam thing, and right at the beginning of my YouTube stages where I was adamant to not show my face. The camera was against the mirror, and as I lifted the mirror up, someone caught it and captured it, and he put a dog over the picture, and he said, "Don't worry, my dog will protect you." I thought, here we go, I'm going to get blackmailed here. But I didn't, and the bloke was good as gold. And later on, we exchanged WhatsApp numbers, but I think he had a burner phone, so I don't know where he is now. His username was 101 Mug Life. And there's not many people out there like that are proper non-grassy. I actually said to him, I said, like, because he was winding me up a little bit at the beginning, and then I said, look, if you're going to put it out, just do it. He said, no, I'm not a grass, I ain't going to put it out. And he never did. And believe me, there was people that were gagging for my photo at the time. At that time. Fair play to people like that. And keep those people close. Room 101 Mug Life, if you're out there, hit me up again on the emails. Won't forget stuff like that. And could have sold it as well, could have sold the picture at the time. That's how some people were really badly after me. The reason why I used to hide my face was because, I'll be honest, I was trolling Scotty G at the beginning. Because he's just an imbecile. He's easily trollable. I mean, you could easily get him to bite. He just write a lot of nonsense in the comments, and he believes him. The next thing, he's doing a video about those comments. I've never actually known the real Scotty G up till now, and I realised he was definitely worth trolling. But the fact that he couldn't see my face just made the wind up even better at the time. You know, the blimmin' stocking over my head and stuff like that. You know, of course there was pictures of, you know, videos of, you know, tools. You know, for all he knew, I was in England, ready to iron them out. Then again, he was calling out everybody from here to Timbuktu, so he took the threat very seriously, even though I wasn't even in the country. And then, due to my face being hidden, I got sort of involved in that Decker stuff. Look, people say, oh, he was a Decker fan. I was never a Decker fan. And people could read it that way, but I was interested in getting to the truth. I was more of an investigator, and like all these serious accusations out there. And I'll turn this phone the wrong way around. Oh God, no! I've broken the charger. How did I do that? There's all serious accusations at the time, and you got to remember at that time when I started following, he was friends with Dougie Joyce, Dean Lynch Ward. They were about to go start the 3D Fight Club together. So I wasn't the only one. Plus, these people actually, you know, sat in a room with him, and you know, and been on did podcasts together and stuff like that. You know, face to face. You're gonna have to wait. Me, I'm just some nobody on YouTube, just taking it at face value, just wondering whether all this is true or not, because some of the people casting the accusations, they were either had a cloud over themselves, or they're in that sort of underworld criminal thing, which I had my suspicions that they were these people were trying to iron out one of their enemies by, you know, baconing them off. You know, he did a good job of tricking a lot of people, not just me, loads of people. They're going to cross the road or not? Loads of people. His ex-business partner, you know, Dougie and Dean, they were pally with him. They didn't believe, well, it's not they didn't believe it, they just hadn't been shown enough evidence that it was true. It was a pattern of behaviour, like we all kept getting promised the paperwork, and we're all after it. Some people were going in different ways than others. You know, Carl McCorner was after the acro aggressively. I was after the acro, you know, by sort of in a friendly way. But you know, it was Dean that came out and he said, like, you failed to produce your paperwork. If you don't produce it, you're not going ahead with the 3D Fight Club. And he kept trying to play them off. Another time I thought, you know, I was suspicious about that too. I thought maybe they just want to cut out one of the directors, but all of a sudden this paperwork has become important. I didn't believe it because of these conflicts of interest. But I think if he was going to prove it to anybody, he was going to prove it to me. You know, all these fears that he has, all these excuses. I said, look, just show me the paperwork. If it's clean, I'll come up and say it's clean. I won't release it there unless you allow me to. Then in that space, you can just do it yourself. You know, just let me look at it at least. It was a no-show. The paperwork was a no-show. I'm going to get bored of explaining this, and I'm going to, you know, this 2.5k and all that with me and Dodgy Dave. Look, that job had nothing to do with YouTube. I hate having to explain this, but it keeps coming up and up and up. I met Dave. He wasn't called Dodgy Dave when I met him. He was also tricked by, you know, Decker. He was very close to him. But then I wasn't really interested in all that stuff. I was interested in business. And it turned out that there was some business, nothing to do with YouTube, absolutely zero to do with YouTube. Of course we talked about YouTube, we weren't talking about a job that we were trying to plan to do, but because that's how we met each other on YouTube. You know, we had a little talk about this and talk about that, but if anybody's under the illusion that I paid for information on people on YouTube, I'm delusional, man. I'm not heavily invested. Unless I'm going to get something out of it financially, there is zero point in me doing that. Jeez. That's what I'm going to say about that. And he'll collaborate with what I'm saying because he was the other person involved. The only link between that business thing and YouTube was that we both met on YouTube, and that was it. Anyway, I'm living in the sunset. I bet of these people, a lot of these people which are these people which could just get their heads down I don't want to say that. Be careful what I say, man. I don't know. I was thinking about a whole group of people, not just one person, but if I said what I was about to say, individual people could think it's intended towards them and everything. It's a big world we live in, you know. Outside England, save your pennies and pounds, do what you got to do and get out of there, man. If you find a place you want to settle down, and if you don't. I mean, Thailand might not be for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of details in Thailand when it comes to if you actually want to live out here. There is not one size fits all for everybody, especially when it comes to working and visas and stuff like that. Each individual person has something that will work for them, but some people I don't know, you definitely need there's a lot of people that came out here during the housing market boom. There's a lot of people taking second mortgages out on their house and buying a house out here instead. And now people are going to say, oh, foreigners can't own land and houses. Well, they can own houses, can't own the land, but you know, like I say, there's not one size fits all for each person. Based on everybody's unique circumstances, there are ways and means, legal ways and means. You can buy a condo, you know, 100% in your name. Then again, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, when you can get a long-term lease, I think it's like 30 years, 60 years, not up to 90 years. I think they're going to move up to 100 years. I mean, unless you're planning to live more than 100 years, get a 100-year lease on a property. We're going to make this time up. 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. 30-year lease on a property. Up to 100 years, I heard they're going to up it. It used to be 30 years back to back, up to 90 years, but I heard they're going to change the law. So you can have 100 years. But I wouldn't buy, I mean, if you're going to lease for 100 years or 30 years, and you have to remember that when it comes to inheritance or something like that, you have to write it off, unfortunately. Like one bloke, he moved out here. He moved out here on a retirement visa. He bought a house. He put it in his Thai girlfriend's name, and then he got to lease it back to him for 30 years. And he wasn't planning on living more than 30 years anyway, so she couldn't do nothing with it for 30 years. So that's just something that I know somebody else did. Really hungry, man. I'll go into a 7-Eleven in a minute. So this is New Year's Eve. This is New Year's Eve. I've been coughing and splatting all over the place. What's happening on YouTube? I reckon this year I'm going to make my own social media platform. I couldn't call it BlueTube, where you can pretty much do anything, say anything. The only laws that will be on this fantasy platform is the laws governed by the land that you live in. I don't know why social media can't be like that with these big platforms. Let everybody say whatever they want under the local laws of the land. So if they're doing something wrong, let their countries deal with it. You've got these community law standards to protect everybody. It's a bit like banks. You know, got this security to lock yourself out your own bank. I reckon there's been more phone calls to people's banks because they've been locked out of their own accounts because they've forgotten their PIN number or this or that or that or this. They put a block on your card because you used it for yourself, but they've done it automatically because of to start fraud, even though it's you using it. You made a note in their system that it's you using it. Then they block it again a week later. Yeah. So what's that? The other geezer out here, out in this Southeast Asia, Philippines. What's his name again? Equalizer. Dear. And Karate Marty, like you said to me, you said you'll meet me and you'll fight me in a spa or whatever, and you said you don't want to back and forth, which is strange. If you really want to meet someone and you want to, you want to make views on social media, you want the back and forth, the build up. And it's been too long now. You haven't given me a date and time. It's been fobbing me off. So I'm just going to bait you now. And you got 40 kilos on top of him, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. Then you got to worry about your airfare. Come on, anyone else want to challenge me? I'm all in. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Oh, I'll be on the Bluetooth now. I've got food here, huh? I'll go and eat over there. The food I had yesterday was... Oh, I was got to buy something else. Forgot. Hang on. Chick with dog and bone. There is nothing here. Komt dan een zeurlijn ik heb. Moet je nou zeggen, nou ik heb. Big up Northern King. The Karate Marty feels like about 8 months ago said he was gonna fly down here and fight me, but he didn't want to. The rules were he didn't want to back and forth. But he said he'll come, but he would never give me a date. He said he can't. He's got to finish his work and he's going to go and do a training camp before he goes back to the UK. It's been like 8 months now and not a word. So make sure you bake that Marty up. I want him. He's a lot bigger than me, and I'll take great pleasure in chopping down someone twice my size. What's the worst that can happen is I could lose, but then I lose to someone 40 kilos heavier. Oh, she wants that. It's not exactly great kicks, lights for fun. You do, yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely want it. I definitely want the smoke. I'm not a light. I'm not a light, fortunately, and I'm not a ceiling. So I'll take my chances. Oh no, I definitely want to fight Karate Marty. 100%. 100%. I don't reckon he's the man that he says he is. Well, we'll find that out, won't we? Either one is going to turn up and he's going to show me that he is the Superman that he says he is, and he can do 50,000 reps of 1,000 kilo weights, dumbbells, whatever it is. Or is he just one big giant dumbbell waiting to get dropped like a sack of potatoes? I want that Karate Marty. I want him in my yard. believe me, I will suffocate him. Equaliser, if you're watching, call him up. Tell him, like, you know, he needs to man up. He promised me. And it's not like a, you know, like a scrammer to, you know, to, no, not fulfill a promise. And I've heard these, I've heard stories about him scramming people. Right, I need to get out of this car. 7-Eleven. There's a curb there. Let's go up the curb. There you go. She's as confused as I am. Look, she's looking at me funny. Oh dear. Right, where are you going? I can curl Robin Reliance. Don't be saying that. Karate Marty will start saying you can curl Rolls Royces. Anyway, BRB. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, money. And cash machines across the room. She's never transferred me the money. Give me 2 seconds. Well, about 2 minutes maybe. Enjoy the black screen for a minute. Oh, I'm leaving the engine on with my keys in the car. There's no one here, by the way. Well, guess who's back again. God, it's so much friendlier down here than where I live. And the woman gave me a nosh as I walked in. Oh, you're hard. I wouldn't say I'm hard, I just like fighting. I keep getting loads of shit from people because of my age. Oh, shit, you're too old to be doing that. I'm like, no. If I'm 20 years from now, if I'm, for example, in my 60s and I feel like I do now, I'm not too old. I'm old when my body says I'm old. I don't let numbers on my birth certificate dictate to me how old I am. It dictates me what I can and can't do based on those numbers. Anyway, I'm going to be sorted for next year. Oh, this year. Next week I've got a foolproof money plan. I'm planning this for a while. I'm going to win the lottery. So I'm just scoffing my face full of a burger at the moment. What you have to see anything. Anyway, and a man on YouTube, Beezy's. I say what people want about Beezy, but my opinion is I really like his channel. I think other people could follow suit. If people want to talk, everyone's shouting over each other, just puts them back for a few seconds. This person say their piece and then brings them up. And that person starts talking over top of them. Goes back and forth like that. You can actually hear stuff that way. I've actually had to learn how to control my, it's probably ADHD, whatever you call it, I don't know. Me randomly talking over people, because I know I'm going to get put to the back if I do, so every time, so I have to hold my breath. A friend of mine, he came to Thailand, they cured he was a hypochondriac, Thailand cured him. Because every time he saw the doctor, they charged him 40, 50 quid. And all of a sudden, he wouldn't feel sick all the time. He didn't think, he had this or he had that. Good technique, that one. And I meant leaving your car. Oh, right. So I forgot I said that one. I do it all the time out here. What's she doing there? She's fishing. There's not any water there. There's little puddles on it. They just had mad floods around this area a few weeks ago. All this area was like up to your neck. All these fields, it's really dangerous because you can't see the road when it floods. So there's like a drop over there, for example. You don't know whether you're on the road or you don't know if you're off the road. If there's a lake to the side of you like over there, because it's all full of water, you could just drive into the lake. All of a sudden, you could be underwater. Oh god, I forgot bloody, what's his name? Sniffing Sheriff. Oh god, I saw the clip you put up, Northern King. Check out the clip. I clipped it as well, but Smoking Sheriff. How can you justify your behaviour? I mean, you've gone from the anti-cult to being worse than the cult that you're anti. I mean, if you actually did the stuff that you said you're going to do, I'm even saying it is bad enough. You're picking on the bloke's 9-year-old son. What was it you said? You said you're going to do something to him and make his 9-year-old son watch it. I mean, I thought you were like anti-Bagans, like that's too much hanging around with Bagans, not human. It seems like whenever you're at your nuts, Smoky Bacon, you talk about raping men. Well, I was on a panel today with a shirt lifter, and you know, maybe exchange Instagrams with him. Pass it on. He's going to end up getting. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you notice though. You notice he picks on like narratives. He's already said he's got bone problems. He picks on Amy, the problem child, who's a female. He just loves winding up people, and then when people like Brett May come out, he's straight away, he's like, oh God, I hope you change your life. Oh, I'm really happy to see you out. Oh. He never puts it on people that could actually have it. He'd like to tuck up close to them, become as friendly as he possibly can. I hope people can see through all this stuff and sort of massage their ego. Sorry, Sheriff, but if you want to smoking Sheriff, I've got to be careful. There's a lot of people out there with the same username with Sheriff on the end of it. I don't want to think people think I'm talking about the vaping, sniffing Sheriff. I hope that if you want to get in with all these, these hard men, then you have to step up and fight somebody that's also, you have to fight one of these hard men to be one of these hard men, really. You can't just, kiss their asses. It don't work like that. And, you was threatening Scotty G. I mean, like, I was threatening for a joke. Like, I had no intention of turning up at all. I was 6,000 miles away when I first came on, but you were going to get your son to do it and stuff like that. All of a sudden, it's like, hang on a minute, we can make money from this Scotty G thing. Apparently, he's homeless. All of a sudden, he's your best mate, little mascot, isn't he? He needs to slap that sheriff. He keeps threatening to doorstep people. But when is it going to be a time that somebody doorsteps him? And they're knocking the door from the old Bill. Maybe that was his handlers. They want to see if he was in. No, they know he's been hanging around with who in the farm. Maybe they came around to get information. No, I'm only joking. Could have been there for any reason. He's become a YouTube slut, isn't he? Some of the stuff you were saying there, Smokey, I mean, there's one thing saying it when you're out your nut. There's another thing like when you're sober, agreeing with what you said. God, I went live when I was New Year's, and I can't even listen to myself back. I cringe. But if I'd said something like that, I'd have to remove it. And you removed the live just as I was clipping it. I remember now. I was getting phone calls saying, you got to clip this, this is the best live of the year, it was gold. He's really dropping himself in it. And when I was clipping it, and just near the end, that was when he took it offline, put it on private, or whatever he did. Oh dear, quality. It's only about 20 minutes from me. Yeah, I know, Northern King, I know you only take so much, but if you hug the bear enough, then things may happen. And then I'm going to end this now. The phone's getting hot and I've broken my charger somehow. Must have sat on it or something. When I get back, I'm going to have to start exercising a lot. You see, normally I eat like a sugary food just before I exercise. I haven't eaten all day and I just burn it off straight away. But now, the problem is when you don't exercise, you get you get the craving for the food that you normally eat, but because you're not exercising, you're not burning it off, and the pounds just pound on. When I get back, I get back into my stuff. Ever since Christmas, everything shuts. It's the worst time, the most unhealthiest time of the year, Christmas. Everything shuts. You're encouraged to drink and eat more, and then everything's closed up after New Year. So if you can, you know, stay on top of your fitness through then, well done. On that note, I'm going to blow. Adios. Here we go. All right, 420. Oh, I'm being truth. Bye bye.